So hello and welcome back to another coin video, fellow coin collectors. This is Glenn, and today we are looking at the pre-decimal coins of British West Africa. So if you go to Numista, they have quite a lot of coins, and up the top you can also see the coins, the countries that the coins were issued: Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Ghana, and Nigeria. And the most populous country, largest, is Nigeria, and the smallest is the Gambia. So all these are not connected by land. They are actually disjuncted by countries that were controlled by France. So in between Nigeria and Ghana, we have Togo and Dahomey. In between Sierra Leone and Ghana, actually, we had two countries. We had Liberia and Ivory Coast. So Liberia was definitely independent. And in between Sierra Leone and the Gambia, we had Guinea, as well as Guinea-Bissau. So two different countries. One was Portuguese. So the smallest coin that we have here is 1/10 of a penny. And then we have 1/2 a penny, 1 penny, threepence, and 2 shillings. So there are two denominations I'm missing. That is the sixpence and the 1 shilling coin. So pretty much the UK, or the British, removed silver from this area in 1920 and replaced it with nickel tin, and then they tin brass, whatever, and then they placed it with nickel brass. So that's to pretty much drain the places out of their silver, so the UK can actually repay their war debt. Okay, so for the 1 cent, we have 1/10 of a penny, George V, and this one's a 1912 coin, and these coins were first issued in 1907. So 1912, this is the fourth issue because they had to change on monarch from Edward VII, and they also changed the weight of the coin. The first one's aluminium of this denomination in 1907 and 1908, and in 1908 they changed it to a copper nickel coin, in which this coin is actually here. So this is 1.72 grams, and so this is a hexagram. It doesn't have anything to do with Israel. Probably has something to do with the Bible. Could have, but I did read something about it, but I'm not too sure. So pretty simple design. Just says British West Africa. 1/10 of a penny as a crown up top, and down below we have Arabic, and that's just a denomination. Okay, so there's also mint marks. This one is H for Heaton Mint, and in 1912 had a mintage of 10,800,000. So not really a scarce coin. Obviously hard to get in high grade, as coins from poorer countries are. Yeah, so this one, probably at least $20, I would say. Then we have two more of the same denomination. We have a 1919 and a 1950. So obviously that is a 31-year hiatus in between the actual coins. And 1919 had a mintage of, well, it depends on the mint mark, so you need to turn it over. So this is a Heaton mint. This one's 912,000. Okay, the Cayenne mint is 480,000, but still 900,000 is quite low. In this pretty good condition, probably at least $20 to $30, I would say. But my prices are subjective, and it depends on the actual time period. How many people actually want that coin? If someone actually wants it for their collection, but most of them ever mints are actually over 5 million. So 100,000 is actually quite small. And this 1950 coin is the last in the copper nickel. In 1952 they changed it to a bronze coin. So 1950, the mintage 13.2 million, obviously not scarce. And this one has the Cayenne mint mark. So yeah, this one should be, $5 to $10. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Okay, so the next coin we have is a 1919 halfpenny. So you notice that they are different than the halfpennies and the pennies issued by other places. So here's an Australian penny. We'll have a look at the two specifications in a minute. So the halfpenny was first issued in 1911. So that's 4 years after they issued the 1 penny. The 1/10, it's to fill in the denomination. And this specific coin was issued from 1912 to 1936. So there was no interruption. So they didn't have a problem with it. They just kept on minting the actual coin. And in 1919, this had a mintage of, well, it depends. There's 2 mint marks. This is a Heaton, so 4,940,000. And this one's pretty much almost uncirculated to uncirculated, so probably at least 20 to 30 for that. It's a pretty good coin. And then you've got the Cayenne mint for 1990, 3.8 million, so that's the harder one to get. The more common coin would be the 1 penny. It's a large coin and probably make up a bulk of coins in circulation. Okay, these were also started to be issued in 1907, and the earliest one I got here is the 1920. And if we compare it to the Australian penny, the diameter is the same, about 31 millimeters, and 9.43 grams. Should be slightly heavier than the bronze coin, because this one has, actually no, this one should have a lot more copper in it. This one should have 75% copper. That one should be up to at least 90% copper, but I'm not too sure the actual how much metal is in it. So this coin's probably in very fine to, no, also extremely fine. And how I grade these coins is based on the crown. So the 1920 had a mintage of, guess it, 37.8 million. So obviously there's quite a lot more of these minted than the halfpenny or the other denominations. Okay, so then we have a quite an uncirculated 1936. And this one's Edward VIII. So Edward VIII did issue coins. 1936, obviously for British West Africa, also East Africa and Fiji. Obviously, most of the larger countries didn't issue coins under his name. And this is a heater mint, and it had a mintage of 12.6 million. You got the Cayenne mint with also 12.5, and just the unmint mark one with 7.9. So none of these are scarce, but because of the high grade, this is has scratches on it. Someone might have tried to clean in the past, but this, yeah, maybe. But this is pretty much uncirculated, so probably at least $30 to $40 for that. If you want to get it graded, obviously you're going to get a lot more money. But none of these are for sale, unless someone wants to offer me something. Okay, then we have the 1947. So these coins, okay, there is a mule for 1945 of Edward VIII. That seems quite interesting. So 9 years later, someone actually made a mule. So they took pretty much this side, and they minted it with this side, but 1945, the actual date of that coin is. Okay, so 1947. This doesn't seem to be a scarce coin. We have 3 mint marks. I've got 2 of them here. We have the Heaton and the South Africa, so the SA, and then there's a KN. So the SA is 58.9 million. So this should be fairly easy to get, and in this condition should be at least $5 to $10. The Heaton mint is 12.4 million, also not too hard to get, probably also $5 to $10. The KN, 9.8. It's the lowest, but still shouldn't be too hard to get. So none of those are scarce. It's just what you want is actually high grade coins. Same with any of the other denominations. Okay, so next coin we have is a threepence. Obviously it's larger than the UK threepence. It was originally a 16 millimeter. So actually like the, do I have a coin similar to that? Yeah, probably something like, I think that's a little bit smaller than the Libyan coin, but it should have been roughly that size, and 1.14 grams. And then in 1920 they actually changed it to a tin brass, and in 1938, which is this coin, this is when they first issued the 21.45 5.1 millimeters, 1 gram should I say, 5.1 gram coin, and this is the size that they kept it to the end of the circulation period. So 1938, depends on the mint mark. This is a Heaton, which had 7 million, and in 1943 is, so this is a KN at a mintage of 9.5. So obviously not really a scarce coin, but they are hard to get. And I think the reason why these ones are harder to get, and they're a bit more expensive too, is well, people live in poverty in these parts of the world. They don't really collect these coins. At the time period, this is actually a lot of money. So majority of them would have been traded over for new coins when they come out. Okay, so obviously I don't have the sixpence, which is a little bit bigger than the threepence, and I don't have the shilling, which is nearly the same size as the sixpence. Okay, so I do have, actually I did have the 19, what they still got, yeah, 1913 with 2.1 million. I think I sold that for like $100. So that's a very hard coin to get. The silver coins of this period from 1913 to 1920, almost impossible to get for most mints. So obviously these coins, even these base metal ones, are not easy to get. So they pretty much would have melted most of these down. So 2 shillings, roughly 20 cents at times, probably about $20. So not many people are going to keep them if they're actually starving and just fighting for food. Anyway, 1938, this one is palm trees, and this is KN mint. Has a mintage of 27.8 million. So in theory it shouldn't be too hard to get, but in reality it is. And then we have the 1946. So this is not the last mintage. And this one is also, where's the mint mark? I'm doing my head in. It's underneath the actual tree. KN as well. This only has 4.8 million, so it should be harder to get. I think this one's like $20 to $30. It's in probably EF condition, and this one's also in EF condition. Yeah, but probably about $15 to $20 for that. And actually, I like these coins. Yeah, not too bad to get. But basically, if you want to get British West Africa, the penny's going to be easiest to get. The threepence to the florins are going to be harder to get. Well, I said florins, but it's actually just a 2 shilling coin. And this is the highest denomination that they did issue. And well, the last year they issued this one is 1952. Same with the shilling. Sixpence, 1947 was last year of issue. Obviously, during the 40s, there must have been a huge mintage of coins. Not really. And the sixpence, 1957. Now, threepence was the 1957 last issue. And the penny, 1958. So, in the 1966, that's in the 60s, that's when all these countries issued their own coins. Actually, no, Sierra Leone didn't issue any pre-decimal coins. They continued to use these coins until they issued their own. But Nigeria, they issued their own pre-decimal coins. Ghana and the Gambia did as well. Anyway, I hope this helps you with your coin collecting. Obviously, something fascinating about this time in Africa. Thank you and goodbye.